The South China Sea is eerily silent then in a flash. Alarms blare, radars light up, and the USS Ronald Reagan has only seconds to react. This isn't reality. But a single misstep, a stray missile, could ignite a global catastrophe. Step 1. Shut down all communication channels, switch to full encryption, and activate the comprehensive air defense grid. Destroyers and cruisers sweep the skies and seas for any threats. The Reagan launches drones and E-2D Hawkeye early warning aircraft into the air. If China plans a second strike, they'll have no element of surprise left. Meanwhile, F/A-18S and F-35s from the Reagan have taken off. Their mission: reconnaissance, target lock, and if necessary, strike back without mercy. And the US won't hit blindly. China's radars on Hainan Island are the first targets. A single tomahawk from a US destroyer can wipe out command stations from hundreds of miles away. Can you guess what's coming next? Drop your prediction in the comments. The Philippines can't stay on the sidelines either. US bases recently reactivated here sit near Chinese-occupied islands. An attack on a US carrier could trigger direct joint operations combined patrols. Air support launched from Philippine territory. And in such a scenario, a regional war has officially begun. But things get even more complicated. If NATO or US officers aboard the carrier are coordinating with allies, it's no longer a bilateral issue. Article 5 of NATO may not trigger an immediate response, but just one linked node is enough to unleash a storm of political, military, and intelligence reactions spiraling beyond control. And their top target? The US aircraft carrier. The attack would start from far away with carrier killers, like the YJ-21, a hypersonic missile that can travel at 10 times the speed of sound. It slices through defenses like a blade through paper, and by the time the crew realizes what's happening, it's already too late. And that's not all. There's the DF-21D and DF-26, ballistic missiles with ranges over 1,500 miles. They're not just meant to strike, they're designed to sink. Alongside them come H-6 bombers, carrying air-launched ballistic missiles like the KD-21. These are long-range pinpoint strikes planned with ruthless precision. But even that's not enough. China also has stealth submarines, armed with torpedoes and cruise missiles, capable of silently closing in on the US fleet. They train in swarm tactics, attacking from every direction with missiles, drones, and ballistic strikes. And then there are silent weapons, cyber attacks. Blinding US radars for just 30 seconds could be enough to trigger disaster. This is no longer theoretical. All those weapons are ready. Their sole purpose: to make the US think twice before sending ships into contested waters. And now comes the hard question. Will China dare fire the first shot? Or is it all just a bluff? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this scenario could become reality faster than you think. But the US isn't showing up to this fight empty-handed. Every aircraft carrier sails with a full escort: fleet cruisers, destroyers, fast attack submarines, and a squadron of fighter jets. It's a mobile fortress with a 360-degree shield. At its heart, beasts like the USS Gerald R. Ford or Ronald Reagan built to dominate the skies. And the real miracle isn't just on the flight deck. Deep below lies the true brain, the Aegis combat system. It can track over 100 targets at once and respond in a split second. Incoming missile at Mach 5, Aegis has already calculated the intercept point before you can even blink. This is warfare at the speed of light, where there's no room for mistakes. When missiles come flying in, the SM-2 and SM-6 are the first line of defense. The SM-6 can take down anything from ballistic missiles to enemy aircraft. Closer in, Sea Sparrow handles incoming threats that slip through. And if all else fails, the Phalanx, CIW's firing, 4,500 rounds per minute treads anything that gets too close, a storm of bullets to keep the deck secure. And when the threat comes from the deep, Virginia-class attack submarines become the enemy's worst nightmare. They silently track, shadow every move, and unleash torpedoes the moment the order is given. If a Chinese sub gets close, it will never see the one that strikes the final blow because by then, it's far too late to fight back. Now, imagine that quiet night turning into a nightmare. "2 a.m. The South China Sea is calm. The USS Ronald Reagan patrols 150 miles off Taiwan's coast. No one suspects the storm that's coming. On the Chinese mainland, a DF-21D missile rolls onto its launcher. In the sky, an H-6 bomber climbs. And somewhere, the launch order is whispered in the dark. No alarms, no warnings, no negotiations. The DF-21D leaves its launcher, soars into the stratosphere, then dives like a spear toward its target. At the same time, the H-6 bomber fires a KD-21 from a safe distance, and from warships, a swarm of YJ-18S streak just above the sea surface. Aboard the Reagan, it takes less than 5 seconds for radar to detect the incoming threat. Just one mistake-owned stray missile could drag the entire world into war. The question is, are we alert enough or sleepwalking into disaster? If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.